Well, a young man comes to me after the 15th of Av, and he says the friends are getting engaged and everything. And he says, Rabbi, I don't know if I'm ever going to get engaged. And the guy had tears in his eyes. I said, what's the matter? He says, I look in the mirror and I'm so ugly. I said, well, let me tell you a story from the Gemara. There's a Gemara about Rabbi Yoshua ben Hanania. He went to Rome. Rabbi Yoshua ben Hanania was the greatest of our sages. Well, he went to Rome, and Caesar's daughter said to him, Rabbi, why are you so ugly? And she says, I'll give you an answer, but before, I want you to ask your father why he keeps ask why he keeps his wine in ceramic jugs. She says, I know he keeps wine. She says, no, tell your father if it's worth a king, ceramic jugs, he should transfer the wine into golden jugs. Ceramic jugs, they're ugly, they're made out of clay. Golden jugs are befitting for Caesar. That's befitting for the king. And so she went to her father, and she said, Father, why do you keep your Caesar? You're king of the Roman Empire. You're king of the world. Why do you keep your wine in these ugly ceramic jugs? He says, well, that's the way they maintain. No. I spoke to the wise man of the Jews, and he said, you should put them in golden jugs. Golden jugs they're befitting for a king. So he transferred all the wine in the Caesar's palace, transferred it to golden jugs. 72 hours didn't pass, 3 days, and all the wine was spoiled. It all turned into vinegar. And he called his daughter. He says, what kind of advice did you give me? Who told you to do that? He said, Rabbi Joshua ben Hanania from Jerusalem. He's visiting here in Rome. He says, call him right here. I wanted to behead him. So he called Rabbi Yeshua ben Hanania, and Caesar says to him, what kind of advice did you give my daughter? He says, well, I'll tell you. See, your daughter asked me why I was so ugly, and to answer why I was so ugly, I gave her advice that she should transfer your father's wine jugs. They're also ugly, but they hold this fine wine, Caesar says. That's the point. Okay, so I told her to transfer them to gold, but gold doesn't hold wine. You see that? You say, you're telling. So Rabbi Yeshua ben Hanania had Caesar tell him that the fine jugs, that's golden jugs. What's a golden jug? It's a metaphor for the beautiful people, the people that they rely on their beauty, they rely on their physical appeal, they don't develop their character, they don't develop their wisdom. And so this was the message to Caesar's daughter. Rabbi Yeshua ben Hanania, he was the vessel for wisdom. Wisdom is like fine wine, so you preserve it in a ceramic jug. Okay, so this is what we do. This, and sometimes you have fine wine that's preserved and not in necessarily beautiful vessels. Okay. Well, I tell you, people are asking me, hey, Rabbi, what do you got on your nose? They have a procedure, they have a carcinoma, something that could turn into a cancerous growth, and the doctor had to freeze it off rather than cutting it off. And Baruch Hashem, it'd take about a month or two to heal. Anyway, I'm not up for a beauty contest. So this is just, somebody wants to answer me, everything is fine, everything will be fine. But we don't keep fine wine in golden jugs.